Two young programs on the show today. We kick off with Coach Jay Farrell and the men's lacrosse team, and then we head over to men's volleyball. Plus, we preview the upcoming National Indoor Track and Field Meet on this week's Cardinal Corner. I'm Kevin Jackman. We'll get to all that and more next on the Cardinal Report.
The presenting sponsor for the Cardinal Report is Athletico, the preferred provider of physical therapy and athletic training for North Central College.
In its first season of competition, let's check out how the men's lacrosse team is faring in the early season. Starting as well as just about anybody could have hoped, the men's lacrosse team opened up with a 25-1 win over Concordia Chicago before edging out MSOE at home by a 7-6 score. Welcome in, and Coach Jay Farrell is here on set. And Coach, congratulations on the inaugural win, 25-1. I don't think you could have drawn that up any better, could you have?
No, we're very fortunate with that outcome of the game. Who knows a year and a half before that what guys we have on campus and everything, and it's really come together. Guys put in the work in the off season and in preseason, and wanted to show that North Central College men's lacrosse was here, and they wanted to make a statement.
Months and months of work for these guys. We'll get to what kind of work you had to do in a little bit, but these guys got themselves ready. Were you pleased with the way they showed that on the field?
Absolutely. I think the hardest thing to do is practice game-like situations in that first year. We only have 20 guys. So going full field and getting a lot of reps is difficult because you get tired. You don't have any breaks in practice, essentially. So, for us, we wanted to make sure our cardio was there so we could run all game. We don't have that many subs at every position. So for us, it was good to see that we can run competitively for an entire 60 minutes. Now,
year one, game one, you're past that. How are you feeling about this season as you start to progress into the meat of the schedule?
We're hopeful. We're planning, and our talk in practice and our goals are to make the CCIW tournament this year. And we think we have the ability and the talent and the drive to do that. So it's exciting to kind of start to get into, like I said, the meat of the season here and get 2 games a week and really see where we're at.
Now, it's a team of freshmen, but you also have some sophomores sprinkled in there as well. Leadership-wise, because it's always interesting with the program that's just starting, who emerges and who you lean on as a coach to become those leaders of the team. Have you found that you've already maybe had that core of individuals step up?
Definitely. Our 2 captains, Tanner and Stephen Dale, are doing a great job with leading the program in the right direction. They're the guys we kind of look to and say, hey, we got to tighten this up a little bit. Let's get these guys going. But all in all, with the first year program, it's a group of individuals that have a very similar goal. Everybody's coming to this program to start the championship culture at North Central College. And I think that for the first year is such a huge binding direction for all of them that it's pretty easy to get everybody moving in the same path. It's like, hey, you wanted to come to play at North Central College to start a program that'll eventually win CCIW championships and beyond. So the common goal between them all is pretty obvious.
Now, a year and a half ago, there was nothing. You came aboard, there was no program, you started this from scratch. We talked back in the fall about the process. Now that you're here, what was it like? And if you can look back at it in the rearview mirror.
I think the first word that comes to mind is relief. It's a year and a half out. It's always very stressful. You don't know where you're going to get student athletes from, and how that all kind of shapes out. So sitting here today after having played a scrimmage and a game, I can say I'm extremely excited about the potential of this program. Like I said, in a first-year program, to be even realistically talking about making a conference tournament is a pretty exciting thing.
Now, before you can get to there, you have spring break coming up, and you'll be hitting the road. You're going a whole bunch of different places. You guys excited for that?
Yeah, it's a good trip and experience. We kind of get guys, especially being on trimesters. There's no class that they have to worry about. They're coming back to a new term, so it's kind of just a time to really just focus on each other, focus on lacrosse, and kind of growing outside of the academic world and on campus.
North Carolina, South Carolina, Ohio.
Yeah, we're doing Myrtle Beach, and then we're driving up north to North Carolina, play Greensboro. And then we're going into kind of West Virginia to play in Ohio and West Virginia.
Is this all one road trip?
Yep.
Oh, boy, this is going to be fun. Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Now, I want to talk about the end goal because you said the CCIW tournament. Is it hard to gauge where you are against some of the competition that you'll be facing later since you haven't quite seen them yet?
Yeah, I think it's more difficult to gauge because we haven't played so many games yet. So, we're still in a question mark of whether or not, how we deal with pressure, how we deal with going down early, can we come back, and responding to that kind of stuff on the field.
Yeah.
We've watched every single CCIW team play already. We've gone and seen some local games. We've seen, film online and stuff like that. So judging by, watching some game films, we feel pretty good about ourselves. We just have to figure out still who we are as a program when it comes to game day.
Well, that's actually my last question, too. Perfect segue. What's the atmosphere? What's the vibe that you've picked up from this team?
We got a group of really fun guys, and I laugh as I say that because I'm thinking about just like, how loose practice is, and guys are having fun, but at the same time, they're competing, they're working hard, and they're accomplishing the goals that we set out for them on a daily basis. And I think that's a really healthy environment for our athletes to grow and develop. And and as the season progresses, we start where we are at the beginning, but by the end, if that atmosphere continues, guys are playing loose, having fun, working hard, and you get some pretty good results if that's the energy every day.
Well, congratulations on making it here.
Thank you.
And good luck moving forward.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thanks for stopping by. Coming up, we got a couple of players joining me on set. We'll be right back on the Cardinal Report. Tanner James and Stephen Dale are here, and welcome, guys. Welcome to the set. Thanks for stopping by. Congratulations on the opening win. You guys have spent months preparing for this game, and here it is. And we'll start with Stephen. 25-1. Had to be a pretty good feeling.
Oh, it was a great feeling. I don't think I've ever been in a game where I was on the right end of that score, honestly. So it was pretty tremendous. It was great for the program. Definitely helped build their confidence up a lot.
As one of the team leaders, Tanner, just what was your feeling emerging from that game and knowing that you guys had come out with that first win?
It was good. It's great to see a score like that. That's a score that a well-established team would put up on them, so, that's a good thing.
Is it nice to get that first one out of the way?
Oh,
yeah. A new program, just to, in the first game, get that?
Yeah, it feels so good. It starts you off on the right track and it gives you confidence going forward.
Now, months of practicing both on your own and in structured environments, weight training and stuff like that. Did you feel like you were prepared for that first game?
Oh, yeah. I definitely think that coming out here, I've been more prepared for a season than I ever have been. We spent all the fall in the weight room and in practice, and the past 2 months of practice, we've been getting a lot accomplished. We're all earning confidence as a team as we go along. Yeah.
Now, teammate-wise, have you felt that kind of synergy taking place over the last few months, especially with practice with coaches, et cetera?
Yeah, we definitely have a very special relationship on this team. Everybody's friends. There's no one outside of us. Like, we're all very close together. And then in practice, like coaches said earlier, we're pretty loose. But then when we have to actually work, we work really hard, and we focus up. But yeah.
Now, you've been on a different program before, so now you're here and you're getting to experience a brand new program. Have you felt like this camaraderie develop?
Oh, totally. The more time you spend together as a team, you just get closer. Every meal together, you're just the guys. Like, you're just always together. It's awesome.
What kind of stories? Do you guys have any stories about like funny things that happen in practice?
Oh God, I don't know. A lot of stuff happens.
You guys seem like a pretty fun team because I came out and it wasn't a structured practice. You guys just got together to shoot the ball around, and it seemed like you guys just genuinely enjoyed being out there.
Yeah.
Is that the case that you guys feel like you just always want to be around and sticking the hand and throwing the ball around?
Yeah.
Yeah, like home's on the field. Before practice the other day, it was just defense out, and we were doing face-offs, which is not something we do. We were horsing around with it and having a good time. Whenever we're out there, we're all bonding as a team. We're all getting our laughs, and we're also, accomplishing stuff, giving each other pats on the back as we go along.
Now let's get to the on-field product. Offensively, you guys have some dynamic playmakers. Who should we be looking out for? We'll go to Stephen for this.
On the offense, definitely look out for Danny Boyle. He's presently a sophomore. He's one of our attackmen. He had scored a double hat trick last game, and I definitely think he's going to be a strong presence tonight for the rest of the season.
What about any other names that come to your mind?
Yeah, I think our offense is full of threats. Our midfield is strong, and the attack is developing some pretty crazy chemistry. So I think going forward, our offense is going to be really good.
The game recap after that win said speed. I'm not even kidding, like 10 times. You guys feel like you're playing fast?
Oh, yeah, definitely. We don't have a huge team. We have a fast team. The ball moves fast, and we move fast, too. So it's a good combination.
On the back end, a group of goalies, and, everyone's getting playing time now. You'll probably solidify that moving forward, but you feel good about that group?
Yeah, our goalies are very strong. Our starting goalie, Ross Hickson, I trust heck out of him.
Mm-hmm.
I expect to be able to stop any shot, from the outside and whatnot. No, I put my faith in him.
It's a good thing. Good thing about that. Last thing before we get to the quick hits. Goals, because your coach said CCIW tournament. Have you guys come together as a group of players to kind of solidify what you want from this season?
Yeah, I definitely think we have. As a team, like I said, we have a really special group, and I think as a first year, we definitely could go and make a CCIW playoff and could possibly make a championship. I do think we could do that. I have full faith in that, and the guys talk about it all the time. Outside of practice, we're lifting, and we're still practicing outside. So, that's where we're trying to go, and we're going to get there at some point.
Same thoughts?
Yeah, we're only going to get better.
Yeah. Quick hits, 3 questions, nothing to do with lacrosse. Let's get going. Steven, first question for you. Favorite sport to play outside of lacrosse?
Outside of lacrosse, probably have to be either volleyball or frisbee.
All right.
I'm a big fan of can jam. I don't know if you guys know what that is.
It's hard.
Yeah, I've only slided it a handful of times, but outside of that,
Yeah.
it's a fun time.
Tanner?
Yeah, definitely. I think can jam's definitely fun, but I'm terrible at it, but I love playing basketball. It's like so similar to lacrosse, and it's just I feel like I can play it.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah.
Oh yeah. If you could pick one season to live in year round, which one would it be? We'll go to Tanner for the first one.
Oh, summer for sure.
Yeah.
I love summer. I hate the cold. I don't mind the heat. I don't mind sweating, but I can't stand cold.
This early season might be kind of rough on you then.
Yeah.
It might be nice out now.
Yeah.
But just wait. The women played in a game in snow last year. It was pretty brutal.
March seems to be upside down recently.
yeah. How about you?
That is a toughie. I want to say summer because, the most fun I have during the year is during the summer, but I'm probably going to have to side with the fall.
Yeah?
It's nice. It's nice and crisp in the air. I like it when it cools down a little bit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Last one for you guys. We'll start with Steven on this one. What kind of pump-up music do you listen to?
It really depends. Sometimes classic rock, and then other times like Schoolboy Q and and Kanye and stuff like that.
Nice.
Totally depends on the day.
Nice.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to go with 80s rock. My dad listened to that. That's what I was raised listening to, and it just gets me going. So I love that before game.
Well, guys, congratulations on the big win, and we look forward to seeing what you guys can do down the road. Thanks for swinging by.
Definitely.
The Cardinal Corner is on its way. We'll be right back on the Cardinal Report.
This Cardinal Report segment is presented by Belgio's Catering.
This weekend, Naperville will become home to Division III's top talent in track and field. It hasn't been too long either. Back in 2013, North Central hosted the Indoor Track and Field Championship, and while a lot has changed in the last 4 years, well, there's one thing that hasn't. A guy named Winder is in the pole vault. Josh Winder ended up taking 3rd place in front of the home fans 4 years ago, while his younger brother Luke, he'll aim for his 5th individual national title in as many tries this year. Keep in mind, last year at Grinnell, Luke took home the Division III meet record with a vault of 18 feet 1 1/4 inches. Meanwhile, teammate Spencer LaHaze is hoping for a spot on the podium stand in his senior go-around, coming in with the 14th highest vault. The North Central men's team qualifying in 5 other events as well. Ethan Adelfinger, Peyton Perron, Michael Anderson, and Zach Hurd on the nation's 6th fastest time in the distance medley relay. Perron will also team up with Daniel Spacca-Panicia, Ben Nordman, and Zach Kirby in the 4x4, with the quartet having already earned All-American honors a year ago. They own the 3rd fastest time coming in. Long distance-wise, Nolan McKenna and Drewville Patel will compete in a very tough 5K field. Both sit right in the middle of the pack heading into nationals. Patel will also team up with Hurd in the 3K, looking to earn additional points with the home team. And finally, Adam Poklop will try and leap his way onto the podium stand in the high jump, owning the country's 7th highest leap. On the women's side, Kayla Etherton, who's been smashing school records all season long. She'll take on the 20-pound weight throw after qualifying last year in the outdoors in the hammer throw. Feel free to check back in for highlights from day 1 and day 2 from the National Indoor Track and Field Meet on nctv17.com/Cardinal Report.
Men's volleyball is off and running in its second season. Let's see how the Cardinals are doing.
Winning 8 matches a year ago, the Cardinals have already surpassed last year's win total and have half a season to go. Led by returners Jake Braceros and Jacob Zemba on the outside, Ray Krause at center, Anthony Kluzak in the middle, and the combo of Kevin Messer and Ben Cartwright at libero, the Cardinals have made strides as they continue to work in new talent, looking to make it into the MCVL tournament at year's end.
Coach Kyle Exline is here, and Coach, thanks for hopping on. Great start to the season. You guys have already surpassed your win total from a year ago, and now back-to-back wins, and from behind, you've done that too. As a coach, I'm sure you're ecstatic about the way you guys have started.
Absolutely. We had some slow starts beginning of the season. We were kind of working through some lineups, and now we're starting to find our groove, entering about halfway into the season. And it was really good to get back-to-back wins, especially in conference matches. Especially 2 5-set thrillers. The guys are kind of making me lose my hair while we're playing, but hey, it's all right. We'll take the wins, 15-12 in both 5th sets.
Yeah, that Benedictine game we got to see firsthand. We broadcasted it, and one of the most exciting volleyball matches I've seen, and it was the way you guys never lost energy. It was, even though you were down and you were facing a really good team in that situation, you battled back. Is that a trait of this team that you've seen each and every day?
Absolutely. The way we train in the gym is we like to have effort, energy, and enthusiasm. And then we're hoping that will lead to execution.
Yeah.
So the effort and energy was there in the first 2 sets, but we were just a little lethargic, a little slow. And then we started to find our groove. We came out firing in the 3rd set, jumped on them pretty early. They ended up calling a timeout, I believe it was 8-3. And then the 4th set, we just carried the momentum. And then we started getting the crowd involved. And I really thought that the benchmosphere to the guys on the court, to everybody surrounding in the whole facility, it was just loud and explosive. And then when we got into the 5th set, we ended up hitting 522. So we had 13 kills out of our 15 points were made by us. So that was great execution. So the effort, energy, and enthusiasm led to the execution in the 5th set.
Now, I've already mentioned 9 wins. You had 8 a year ago. Coming into the year, did you expect this? Did you know that this was going to happen?
We had an inkling that we were going to continue to get better. Our motto from last year to this year was better than yesterday, because the inaugural season's done, over with. And we knew that we needed to take proper steps in moving forward. And I think as our guys are maturing, we're hitting the weight room a lot more, getting more physical. They're getting more comfortable with each other on the court. And we can really start to see that as the new guys are coming into the program. They're just kind of jumping right on where we're going and then continuing to move forward.
Now, a big part of that step has been the progress of the guys who you brought in last year. Just a couple of guys that I wanted to highlight: Jake Braceros, Jacob Zemba, Anthony Kluzak, who's going to be on, Kevin Messer is going to be on. These guys have made that big step. Have you seen that as a coach?
Absolutely. Just the decision-making process that these guys are making, the way they're adapting into the system, the way we're able to score points and play together, it's just been a nice process to see as they're maturing and growing. Our execution starting to get there as well.
And then you supplement them with guys like Brendan Crawford in the middle and Jason Esslinger on the outside. And you need that infusion of talent every year, and it seems like you've got it this year.
Yeah, we told the guys all last year, our job as college coaches is to go out and find guys that are essentially better than you. And they flat out worked for it from last year to this year. So and then when those guys came in, we just started rolling as soon as they got in. They meshed well into the program. And those are the types of guys that we're trying to recruit, guys that can come in right away and make an impact.
Now, before I let you go, I want to go ahead and take a look at 3 plays and get your opinion. It's time for Check the Tape.
This Cardinal Report segment is sponsored by M&M Rentals.
Coach, first play I want to get to is a nice recovery. You guys get a block, and then you turn that immediately into a point on a Jacob Zemba kill.
Yeah, we had a good touch right there. Bajir Kalov had a good positioning in the backcourt and Jake was able to exploit the libero kind of pulling off the line and was able to rotate down the line. We had a good press on the block. Ray made a really nice choice of getting Brendan Crawford out of the way with his left hand and was able to flick that back right there to Jake.
How much is it a different look for the defense when you have a lefty hitter? Is it at all?
A little bit, yes, because a lot of predominantly people are right-handed hitters. So when they see a lefty guy coming up, especially on the back pin, it gives them the opportunity to go wrist away and hit that sharp cross, or they're able to rope it down the line, whereas it's less noticeable as a lefty hitting on the right side versus a righty hitting on the right side as well.
Interesting.
So that ball has to pass over the face, whereas the lefty can kind of hit it early or kind of wait for it to cross.
It's fun to watch Jake too because he's like a little.
Yeah,
it's like he's on a trampoline.
He's got a 42-inch vertical.
Whew. Oh my. Next one I want to get to, and this is a little middle hit to Crawford.
Yeah, what we did defensively, we ended up converting Messer to switch more to the offside blocker. Got that dig and put up a great dig here for Ray to hit Brendan Crawford on the B-ball is what we call it.
Seems like timing is everything with that.
Absolutely. It's like a quarterback with wide receivers. A lot of reps in the fall kind of led to this. So the way we're trying to training our system is making sure that we have good spacing, good tempo, and timing for all the hitters.
And then last one is just kind of a broken play. You guys aren't in a set, neither are they, and you guys capitalize on the defensive side.
Yeah, what we like to do is we like to train our hitters to hit high, hard, and deep. And Bajir Kalov did a really good job of just keeping the ball in play, putting an aggressive swing to the center. And then what we like to do is try and let our block go to work. We have 6'4" setter with Ray Krause, and Anthony Kluzak is 6'5", closing that block, so it puts up for a big block. And currently we're ranked 3rd in the country in blocks per set, so we like to try to eliminate the unforced errors and let our block do the work.
Well, Coach, congratulations on getting to this point. It's been a lot of fun, and I can't wait to see what you guys can do.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you having on.
Thanks for stopping by. Coming up next, we got a couple of players joining me on set. We'll be right back on the Cardinal Report. Kevin Messer and Anthony Kluzak join me on set. And guys, welcome. And I mean, 9-5 to this point, you guys are playing really well. Do you feel a difference from last year? We'll go to Kevin first.
Yes, I think we do definitely have a different feeling than last year. Last year was our first year as a program, and it was all freshmen starting on the court. And that's sometimes a little bit nerve-wracking. But after a year of playing and after a year of playing with each other, I think we really progressed as a team, and we were able to show even our incoming freshmen that we can work to get where we want to be. 9-5, we already beat our record from last year, and I think that's very successful, especially as a second-year program now. And yeah, I think it's definitely something that has to do with our attitude in the gym.
Now, sophomores typically aren't leaned on in collegiate athletics as leaders, but you guys have kind of had to grow up and be the leaders of this team. Has that been a fun challenge to take on?
Yes, personally, I always love to be a leader, and I know Anthony here also does. We have some great captains on our team, even if they sometimes are not super vocal, but that's totally fine because they're still great players.
Yeah.
We have other people on our team doing different jobs that help us become successful. Even our freshmen are stepping up to have a leadership role. And I think that's awesome as a team because we all work together to get our wins.
Now, Kevin mentioned right off the top, 9 wins already, 8 wins a year ago. You guys have beaten that goal. Are there more goals to accomplish this year?
We want to try for conference tournament and win that, and then go for the national tournament. That's our goal every year. It was our goal last year, and we just gotta keep getting better every day. It's our motto.
Do you feel like you're getting closer to that? Like as a group, you feel like maybe you are closer this year than last year?
Personally, yes, because we are more solid as a team, I would say. We kind of gotten used to our system. We've figured out how it works. We figured out how to play with each other a little more, and we're more fluid as a unit together.
Now, energy-wise, you're very calm right now, but on the floor, man, you're always going 100 miles an hour. We were talking before we came on. You said when you started playing volleyball, that's when you started doing this, and this whole team has that feel to it. Is it fun to be in that moment and to be like that?
It's an incredible feeling. It's not something that you really get with any other sport, especially when you have your teammates always standing up, having your back the whole time. You can just be out there and just scream your head off.
I feel like volleyball is unique in the sense that you get those momentary breaks in between points that you can kind of celebrate and then reset. And you guys use those almost as a way of keeping the momentum. What is said? What is said in between some of those points?
In between points, we always bring it together, and then we always talk about what happened, what we need to do, and what the next play is probably going to look like. So it's only an interaction of like 5 or 10 seconds at most. It's something we go in, say, like, all right, that's fine, next play.
Yeah.
Or if we lose the point, but then if we win the point, we're like, all right, great swing, great pass, great everything. All right, let's get back there and serve. And then it's the next point. And after say we have the point, someone goes back to serve, I always like to go up to our front row guys and say, all right, you guys are going to house them right here. I don't have to do anything. You're going to make my job a lot easier. I have complete trust in our block because they're huge, and that's awesome. As a libero, someone who's always back row, makes my job so much easier knowing where to be in case they do get it past our block. I can make my job easier, making our setter's job easier, and making our hitter's job easier.
Now, Coach mentioned you guys are one of the top teams in the country in blocking, which is incredible to begin with, considering you're in your second year. Just the system's working. When you're out there, do you have almost instinctual trust in the system where you know where to be already?
I do, yes. Our coaches do a great job of teaching us where we need to be and what we need to do in certain situations. Our assistant coach, Peter Maniscalco, he was a libero, and he does a great job with me and the other liberos teaching us if, say, the block isn't completely closed, how to read that and how to react. And if it is a nice closed block, how to be ready for something to come off the high hands or something like that. And it makes our defense's job a lot easier to pick up a ball that was hard driven or even just a tip or a roll shot.
Now, you get to play alongside Ray Krause. Most setters, I feel like, in Division III aren't as tall as the middle hitters. Is it fun playing alongside a guy that is going to be getting up there right there with you on the block attempts?
Oh, it's amazing. I think more than half the blocks I've had have been either because of the setter being there, like Ray, and having the big right side because Zemba can jump too.
Yeah.
And it's always nice to have someone that can get up with you because even if I'm late on a block, they can still be there and help me close that up.
Yeah.
And it really helps.
Now, you get to see these guys every day. You swing alongside them. Who is the hardest hitter on this team?
That depends on how open the block is. Every now and again, it'll be Braceros, it could be Zemba, it could be Bozidar Kalev. I said that wrong, but...
It's hard to say right.
Yeah, but overall, it just depends on what the block looks like, who's on, and...
You guys got a full team of really heavy hitters. It's fun to watch. As you guys progress towards the end of the season, what kind of things are you working on? What kind of things are being said in practice and before games to say, let's focus on this?
Well, every day our coaches come in with a practice plan and they tell us at the beginning, these are the main things that we want to be working on.
Yeah.
Something that we continue to work on every day, which is very important in the game, is out-of-system work.
Yeah.
So if the pass isn't there or if it's like high hands and it's hard to get a perfect pass, we're starting to do a really good job of bettering the ball, is what we call it, is where, say, the pass isn't perfect, the setter will put up a nice ball for the hitters to take a swing at.
Yeah.
And say if the set is always isn't there, our hitters do a really good job of controlling the ball and putting it in a spot where it gives us an advantage rather than our opponent.
Confidence is pretty high, I think, right now. You feeling it?
For sure.
Well, guys, thanks for swinging by. We appreciate it, and best of luck moving forward. It's been a lot of fun to watch you guys so far.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Coming up next, we'll close out the show. We'll be right back on the Cardinal Report.
We head back to Murner for our play of the game. This volley has a little bit of everything. With Benedictine having control of the match, Jacob Zemba is forced to lay out just to keep the point alive. With another chance to cash in on a point, the Eagles get stonewalled by Ray Krause and Anthony Kluzak. The Cardinals don't just win the point, they come from behind to beat Benedictine 3-2, a big win in the team's second season. They also get a big win with the Cardinal Report's play of the game.
That's all the time we have. Thanks to my guests for coming in. Don't forget to check back and go to our website, nctv17.com, to find the highlights from this weekend's National Indoor Track and Field Meet. It should be a lot of fun. I'm Kevin Jackman. Thanks for tuning in.